Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. It's Rachel from My Denture Adventure. So I thought I'd pop on here and do a quick video about um, finding the right dentist. So I did a video, I think, on questions to ask your dentist, but I think it's twofold. You have to know the questions to ask, but you also have to find the right one. So here's some things I would recommend. One, I wouldn't jump into the first dentist that you find. I think that's probably the biggest mistake that I made. Now, my insurance was limited at where I could go, but I probably could have searched a little bit harder because I don't love the dentist that I'm with right now, and I'm kind of stuck in the middle of the process with them. And I wish I would have done a little bit more research. I would even set up like consultations with a few of these dentists before you go and just do it. Before you have all your teeth ripped out, immediates put in, or maybe you're not going the route of immediates. Maybe you're waiting for permits, whatever your process is. I think you really need to vet your dentist. Look at their reviews, really vet them, and make sure it's the right choice for you. I feel like I jumped too quickly when I got two different dentists that said, hey, you need to have this done. One dentist basically said, hey, I don't do all the they didn't have a lab that does bridges and dentures and things like that. So he agreed that it needed to be done, but he couldn't do it. The second one I went to was one where, my oral surgeon was fantastic. The problem is the oral surgeon was not the dentist that I was going to be seeing time in and time out when I went. And so I would really vet them. The other thing that I would do when you go to have a consultation to kind of vet out this dentist, really observe their office. I should have picked up on this when I went for, I like 2 appointments and then my surgery date. But when you go there, they have these partitions and they have a bunch of chairs and they're like shuttling people in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. Well, that doesn't lead to a very personable experience to where, you go in there and they quickly want to get you out. And so I've had different issues, different problems, and I feel like I just kind of get passed over and pushed out. And so I wish that I would have vetted my dentist better. But here are some questions now that I'm on the other side of this that I didn't know to ask that I wish I would have asked. One being, what happens if I get my surgery done, my temporaries are put in place, typically they place them that day, and like my bottom one did not fit from day one. If you go back to my first video after my surgery, you can see it's huge, it's falling out, it was a hot mess. It's never fit. What do you do with that? What happens? Because for me, they've kind of been like, well, there's this issue that it doesn't fit, and there's that issue that it doesn't fit. So I paid for something that I'm not even using and really can't use. So that would be one question. What happens if my top or my bottom that you've created does not fit after surgery? Now, right after surgery, no. Things are going to be tight. They may not fit because things are swollen. But what happens when it's 3 weeks after, a month after, and it's still not fitting? The other thing I would ask is, so for me, on my bottom, I have a lot of these, what they call bony ridges. Now, the thing with bony ridges is I would ask them, what is your process for that? If I end up with like, not bone shards that are like loosening their way out of the skin. These are just ridges that are not flattening on their own yet. What is that dentist process for that? I didn't know to ask that question. I didn't even know that was a thing. So now I'm dealing with some ridges, and I don't want my whole bottom opened up. I don't want to, and I definitely don't want to do that awake when I have huge dental anxiety. So again, these are questions that like I didn't know to ask. I wish I would have asked. The other one I would ask is, how long is it going to take to get into my permanents? And with my permanents, is there going to be some like wax try-ins so that we're sure it's exactly right? Because like with mine, I'm now finding out once they make the permanents, like it is what it is. And I'm thinking like, well, I might have like, I would have probably picked a different dental place had I known some of these things and known to ask some of these questions. So again, quick little recap on what I said. 1, really vet your dentist. Look at reviews, search them out online. I do a consultation with them before you ever go through with anything. And I would recommend doing multiple consultations. You know, it's kind of like when you go to buy a new car. You know, you don't typically just like look at one only and that's the first one you get. Some people it is, but a lot of times you're going to test drive multiple cars to see, okay, is this the right used car for me or new car for me? So I would recommend doing that with your dentist. Like, go to different consultations and, you know, look at their websites, look at the reviews, really do your homework. Don't just jump. Like I think it was like 8 weeks from when I found out they needed to go to when I was in a chair. And I only went to one place. Like I said, I got 2 opinions, but there was only one place where I ended up that could really do it because I just didn't know to research further. And then I would ask questions about, what if things don't fit? How many appointments? How often are you going to see me? I would watch videos and people were going to their dentist like once a week. I literally have been to my dentist 5 times since my surgery. Or no, 4 times since my surgery. That is it. And the last time I forced them to realign this top, even though they didn't want to. But it was like falling out constantly, all the time. Even with adhesive. And I was like, nope, I know a reline can be done. Like, I want one done. So, ask about what if they don't fit. You know, ask about how long till you get your permanents. Ask about what if you have bones that don't flatten out, like bone ridges, they call them. Ask about all of those things. And I think my biggest piece of advice would be your own advocate. You might have to really advocate for yourself. And that's hard. It's easy for me to advocate for my kids. That's not hard for me to do. But for myself, it's a whole lot different. I struggle with that a lot more to advocate for myself than I do for a family member or my child or something like that. So I've had to get a little tough. Like the last time I went in and they were like, they're fine. We'll see you in the summer. No, like it's falling. Like this is not working. I want to realign now. I'm not waiting. I want one done now. And so I've learned that I have to go in there a little forceful because, you know, I've already picked someone. I'm already halfway through the process and it would be really hard now to switch. So that would be my advice on choosing your dentist and questions to ask. Just choose really carefully and make sure that you're asking all the right questions. I always like the videos, subscribe, share, so that more people can see them. If you have other questions, put them in the comments. I try to be really good about answering back to people. If you have questions about anything particularly that I said, but I hope you guys are doing well, enjoying the start of your summer. I know my kiddos, they finished up today, and so summer officially starts today. For me, it's busy season with my job, so that's always fun trying to juggle them home with my busy season. But we will see how that all plays out this summer. But hopefully you're having a great day wherever you are, and this has been helpful. And like I said, if you have any questions, just put them down in the comments and I will answer back. All right, bye.